started. This is the OMG Weekly Bronze, Silver, Gold, and this is round one, I believe, between Sylvir and Krunchy on Tal'Darim Altar.
Yes. My name is Rars. That was
And
Gavin.
I'm Gavin. Yep. We've got Sylvir, who will be our red Protoss, and we have Krunchy, who will be our blue Terran. Again, Bronze, Silver, Gold. We won't. It's really weird when you play Bronze, Silver, Gold because you'll either see, somewhat mediocre play, but on the other hand, you can also see amazingly creative play because you just don't see. You don't see pros, going out of standard that often other than players like TLO. So I'm pretty excited to see what goes on here. We have Krunchy spawning at the top left as our blue Terran, and at the top right we have Sylvir as our red Protoss.
This is ladder Tal'Darim, so I don't think there's any difference between ladder and MLG, is there?
No, not really. There's a few changes with mineral patches and such, but nothing really that I can think of besides the close by ground. Both players are doing very standard builds right now. Krunchy putting down his first supply depot right now, and the first pile going up for Sylvir. Nothing extremely cheesy going on right now with that first SCV. Chrono Boost coming out for Sylvir, all standard so far.
I would have liked to see a Forge Fast expand from Sylvir,
Right.
because the choke is relatively small. It's a great map to do it on.
Right, Tal'Darim and Shakuras are notorious for Protoss doing Forge Fast expands and simply raffle stomping their opponents in the first 15 minutes at that point. Barracks going down for Krunchy, while the Gateway is also going down for Sylvir. But both scouts are out, and they will both actually... Well, the SCV will be going straight to the Protoss base. No, it looks like the probe is actually rallied to the wrong point, and they aren't going to cross, so it looks like Sylvir will be scouting the wrong position and will scout last.
That is unfortunate. That's going to cost them a lot of mining time.
A lot of scouting time. Normally, you just want to sort of just keep poking around that probe, so mining isn't really a big deal. But he has all his probes selected. He was just trying to catch the SCV if it decided to run across.
Now, Sylvir is saving up a lot of Chrono Boost, and I have to wonder if he's just not remembering to use it, or if he's going to go 4-gate.
He is actually supply blocked right now, so there goes the pylon. Krunchy, on the other hand, making his orbital command, making his first Marine. Even when that probe does get there, it will be blocked by, obviously, the wall, but see what happens there. We do have gas up for our Terran player and our Protoss player, so don't have a second gas gun for our Protoss player yet, though, so...
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a 4-gate, because there's no reason to stockpile full Chrono Boost this early in the game.
I'd actually like him to use one of those Chrono Boosts, because, by the time 3 Chrono Boosts are out, he'll have a 4th one saved, so he could actually Chrono Boost either his Nexus or his Gateway right now, and legitimately still have 4 Chrono Boosts by the end of it. We have another barracks coming out for Krunchy. We'll see if he decides to start using this gas soon. If he decides to go Reactor Tech Lab or Double Tech Lab, it would be awesome if he were to get concussive shells really early and definitely have that advantage against a 4-gate push.
And, Sylvir loses his probe, not seeing much because of the wall that Krunchy made, which it's kind of weird to wall off against Protoss, because Void Rays can easily be in, the blank space over here and charge up on your supply depots.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have fully charged Void Rays, which are never fun to deal with.
No, but it can pay off for you sometimes, when especially when you don't want your opponent to scout what you've got. And that's actually going to be really good for Krunchy right now, because he's going to start throwing down his command center.
And a robotics coming down from Sylvir. This is a pretty weird build that he's going.
It is, because he is saving a lot of gas. I don't exactly know what tech path he's going to go. Is he going to go one base Colossi? It's very expensive. If he gets pushed early on, he won't be able to handle this, especially with only 2 gateways. However, it doesn't look like there's going to be an aggressive push because Krunchy is focused on getting this command center out.
One base Colossi is pretty all in, but there goes a 3rd gateway. So
Right. He is making that initial observer. Warp gate just finished. Concussive Shells is actually halfway researched for our Terran player, so he's going to be ready for any early aggression, and it's going to really help him later on in the game.
He did go Conch Shell before Stim, which I like to see Stim get started first just because it is such a long upgrade.
It usually depends on what you scout. Sometimes if you know your opponent's going, your opponent's going with a macro build, you can afford Stim first, but it's really good to have concussion shells just so you can survive that early 4-gate with Zealots, especially when you're playing Terran. Those Marines just die so fast from Zealots if they catch up. The command center is about to land, so we have Krunchy about to secure his second. Sylvir, on the other hand, still going with that one base play, 3 gates, 1 robo. Immortal's about to come out, while 3 more Stalkers are being warped in.
Krunchy doesn't have a lot of units right now, so a push from Sylvir at this time could be pretty deadly. Stalkers chew up Marines, and Immortals
Sylvir does have that Observer over his base, so he does know exactly what his opponent has. It would be very smart if Krunchy were to use the scan coming up to actually scan his opponent's base. He has 2 orbital commands. He can't afford 1 scan. You definitely don't want to be to get in the dark against the Protoss player. And if you've got the scans, you should use them.
And Sylvir supply capped again, which it's one of the little things that really separates a gold player from even a diamond player.
We also have that same problem coming up for Krunchy soon. He doesn't have a supply depot being made, and he just got supply blocked right there. He will definitely be noticing that any second now. He has a bunker going down, so he's definitely just going to turtle up, play contently like that. Krunchy is actually sitting on a lot of minerals, so he needs to make more barracks, or he needs to get these factories and starports starting. He is going to go ahead and transfer his starport onto that reactor, so pumping out double medevacs most likely.
The only problem with that play is that he's still on 1 gas, so he can't really afford double medevacs.
It's very true. He does have all these he does have 2 bases. He can take at least 1 more gas, if not all of them, and still be safe economically. We see that he has 1,200 minerals. He needs to start building, he needs to start getting this war down. A lot of those minerals actually need to go to him not being supply blocked, but we have a push coming out from our red Protoss player Sylvir.
And he's also going to be bringing a probe for a proxy pylon, which is good because Protoss have a huge advantage for being able to warp in anywhere. And this pylon will allow him to use that advantage to its full potential.
Yep, he definitely needs to push soon, though. Actually, the army is about to go drop. Are those medevacs just going to turn around, or is this going to turn into a base trade situation? These medevacs are not going to turn around. Yes, they are. They start to turn around, but it's most likely too late. It might have actually been better for there to be a base trade there, but it looks like Krunchy was just caught completely out of position. The Natural is getting hammered by all of these Stalkers and Immortal. The Immortal actually has no shields, so these Marines need to go ahead and push up and try to take it out as soon as possible.
I don't see Krunchy holding this off. He just has so little units. He has to be pulling all of his SCVs at this point, and he's just not.
This medevac is going to help him a lot, but it's not enough. With that proxy pylon there, he can just keep on warping in reinforcements. This looks like it's going to be GG for Krunchy. His orbital command is about to die. It's on fire. No way you can save it. Nothing's in production except Stim Pack. He's sitting on 3,000 minerals.
There's the GG.
Man.